So hi, it's me, Denny Daniel, and I'm here with...
Hello. Messa? Yeah.
Juan.
And they came all the way from New York. And now they saw the museum and saw fun, interesting things, I hope. And now they're going to go through, open up new acquisitions. I've got these 3 boxes here. This one is heavy. And I do this like a 42nd Street shell game where they would, back when I was a kid, the guy would show up with 3 shells and he would have a quarter under one of the shells and he would mix them up and you'd win something if you guessed which one had the quarter. Now the only difference here is I don't have 3 shells. There isn't a quarter under any of my boxes and you win nothing. So ethically, it's exactly like a New York shell game, if you think about it. The only similarity is this. I am going to, let me try to do this, mix up the boxes. So this is me mixing up the boxes. Are you guys confused?
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm confused.
Good, because otherwise I would have to do this all day long. Okay, so each one of you pick a box to open. Which do you want to open?
I think
I'll open that biggest one.
The big one. Excellent. There you go. Pass that to her. And there's your scalpel. And which one do you want
I'll
to
take
open?
the little one.
The little one. Excellent. There you go.
Okay.
And there's your scalpel.
Okay.
And go ahead. Just try not to cut each other.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Careful.
Try not to cut me, too. Yeah, interesting. Oh, those look like they're films.
Yeah.
You might need some more cutting. Yeah. You can do that hard.
Wow.
This one might be sharper.
Yeah, maybe.
That one.
Yeah.
4. There's 4 films. Oh, I know what those are. Those are really cool. There's 4 very, very different films. I remember getting these. And you're going to like this because these are kind of going to be the star of my 16mm Speakeasy Film Festival. Let me see. I'm in denial about glasses, so you're seeing nothing going on my face, right? So you picked up The New York Hat, which is a film by Mary Pickford. And she's very, very important because she actually is one of these kind of founders for, I'm trying to remember the film company. I think it's Universal Film or MGM. I forget which one right now off the top of my head. But she married one of the big film directors and everything, and it was a power couple. And she's done some these are like really beautiful early films. This one is 1912. The New York Hat. Yeah, so we'll definitely show that. We're going to show this actually for the next Speakeasy because Mary Pickford is a very important person as far as the women's rights and all that. Because she had a lot of power in Hollywood at a time when women couldn't even vote.
Right.
And yet she was extremely powerful. This film here is, you remember the George Méliès Trip to the Moon? This is another George Méliès film from the early 1900s. À la Conquête de la Pole, The Conquest of the Poles. Also around 1912 on 16mm film. And then the third film you opened is Love versus the Villain, which is very, very early 1909, back before Westerns were a thing. And this is kind of like the real beginning of that kind of Western genre. And I almost could not find any information on it. It's almost impossible to find information on this. It's so early in that genre, you know. And then this one is a film by Fatty Arbuckle. Now, you probably, I'm not sure if you know him, but he was...
I've heard of that name.
Yeah, it's one of those iconic names like Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin and all that bunch of early comedians. He was hugely famous. And so this one is called Adrift at Sea. 1915 with Mabel Normand, and it's a Keystone comedy. So that's that classic kind of comedy that we're all used to, you know, that you hear about all those years later. But this is the earliest comedy. These are you know, him and all those comedians. Those are very cool, all iconic films. So when we play them, you'll be like, I opened them before. Didn't I?"
Yes.
And then you got, what did you get?
I believe this is it.
Oh, I think this, I know what this is. I remember getting this, and it was, as I recall, these are the rockets from a very, very iconic, and you probably don't know the series because it's from, like, I believe the 50s or something, but it was called Captain Video. I don't know if you ever heard of Captain
I
Video. I kind of vaguely had heard it. It's before our time, but it's these early, like, Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. So Captain Video was one of those really, really iconic ones that for some reason our generation never grew up with. But it's iconic for that generation. Early, like, Star Trek, I guess.
Yeah.
For that. And I just thought it was interesting that they called him Captain Video in the 50s because, you know, we think of video as like VHS tapes.
Yeah.
You know, and this is way before VHS tape. So it's kind of cool to
That
even
is pretty
own
cool.
these. But these are the rockets from Captain Video. So you, as a kid, would have collected these. This would have been, you know, if you were alive in 1950, you'd be like, wow, Captain Video. I always wanted one of these. So very cool for our, you know, our space
pretty
race
cool.
show.
Yes.
So I'll probably show this in April when we do our speakeasy I call Doomsday. And that one has all the space race stuff and the Cold War stuff. So my first Captain Video stuff, because I have nothing from Captain Video until now. So now I finally have a Captain Video item.
Cool.
So both very, very cool. And funny enough, you opened up perfect things for each one of you, because I guess as a little boy you would have
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
you know, and as a little girl, Mary Pickford is perfect for you. You would have been like maybe a Mary Pickford back then. So very cool items. Let's say bye to the world.
Yeah. Bye bye.
World.